Well, how y'all doing? Let me turn the TV off so y'all can hear me. I'm not in the kitchen. I'm upstairs. I'm got my feet propped up. I've been recuperating. But I'm feeling well enough to give y'all what you've been asking for. Some of y'all have been waiting for this video clip to talk about how the men are supposed to treat the women. And I'm going to talk to y'all about that tonight. I think that the women are probably just as anxious to hear it as the men. Before I get started though, fellas, now when I start talking to y'all, I want y'all to be just as enthusiastic about sharing this video with your brothers and your fellow men as you was about the one when I was talking to the women. Now, fellas, there was an old song by the Impressions years ago that said the same thing it took to get your baby is going to take the same thing to keep her. Now, when you was trying to get that woman, you was doing everything you could and then some to get her. You called her. You wrote letters. You sent flowers and all of that, trying to get her to be your girl. And when you first got with her, you paid her attention. You took her places. You talked to her in a calm, affectionate manner. And when she decided that she was going to give herself to you and be yours, oh, you was one of the last of the red hot lovers. But now, since the new might have worn off of her, you're slacking and you're macking. You ain't doing what you used to do. She has to call you now. Sometimes you call back and sometimes you don't. She texts you and sometimes you text her and sometimes you don't. You have no excuse for not paying that woman any attention. You got cell phones with video cameras and video recorders and photographic capabilities. Honey, your phone can do things now that is the next best thing to be in there. Don't ignore that woman. Call her sometimes. Sometime in the middle of the day, just call her and tell her, I was just thinking about you and want to let you know it. Little things like that. You used to send her flowers. Now the only time you send them is maybe Valentine's Day or her birthday. Women like flowers. Some of them will tell you that they don't. If they don't, that's fine. But if you know your lady likes flowers, send her some flowers from time to time, just for no reason at all. Send them to her just because. Because I promise you, that woman, if she's loyal and faithful to you and does for you the things that a woman's supposed to do for a man, you ought to let that woman know she's appreciated sometimes. Some of y'all are married to super women. These women get up before day in the morning, getting ready for work, getting you ready for work, getting the children off to school. They work a full-time job. They come home and they do laundry, they cook, they clean, they maintain that house. And sometimes you just need to let her know how much you appreciate her. Don't ever stop dating your woman or your wife. You all should have a night set aside out of the week that is just for you. Not for the boys, not for the game, not to go work in the wood shop, not to go tinker with the car, not even for your mama or your family, but just for her. You should have a standing date with your woman at least once a week. At least. You still are supposed to take walks with that woman. Send her a card every now and then. Those sweet little things, they mean more than you realize. You do a little bit more of them little sweet things on your feet, you won't have so much trouble trying to negotiate between the sheets. Now, you got some women that are working too. When she gets home in the evening, she wants you to ask her how her day was. And she wants you to listen when she tells you. She does. Sometimes it wouldn't hurt if you would wash your hands and help her in the kitchen while she's making dinner. I promise you, if you go in there and help that woman fix dinner, you might get some fire started in the kitchen more than just on the stove. And if you get home first and start dinner or cook dinner, the rewards will be so much greater than you ever could imagine. Help her out around the house in general. If a woman's working a full-time job and helping you with the financial responsibilities, she's helping you fulfill your role. Pick up that vacuum sometime, a mop, a broom, fold some laundry, help her in the house. It takes two. It takes two to make it work right. If you help out with the housework, once again, you help out during the day with the housework, she won't be so tired at night. Every now and then, take those kids, go to the park, give her a little time by herself, to go to the beauty shop, to go get a manicure, go get a pedicure, or just some time to keep herself looking like that girl that you fell in love with. She'll appreciate that. Those things. Every now and then, buy a little gift, a little bracelet or necklace. Doesn't have to be expensive, just something that you mean from your heart. Because I promise you, if it comes from your heart, it's going to go straight to hers. When you're out with your woman, treat her like she's the only woman in the room. Let no other woman think she's more important than your woman. Let no other woman think that she can get your attention more so than the woman that you're with. Be respectful to your exes when you meet them and demand that your exes, babies, mamas, old flames know that that is the woman that you're with and that they are respectful to her. No woman can disrespect your wife or your woman until you give her permission. Don't talk about your woman to nobody. Don't talk about her shortcomings, especially to another woman, because you're opening a door that you might not be able to close. I know that temptation is all around you, but no woman wants a whorish man. No woman wants a doggish man. Be faithful to her. Save yourself and the best of yourself to keep that intimacy and that bond between you and her. I don't care how good a lover you think you are, honey. You take a teaspoon of mayonnaise and put it on your sandwich, that sandwich is good. You can take a jar of mayonnaise and try to spread it over a whole loaf of bread and you won't hardly know it's there. You might be thinking that you just too much man for one woman, but I guarantee you that you ain't enough for two. Stick close to home, and home will stick close to you. Be loyal to her. And be honest. One of the things that women hate most is a lying man. Because when she can't trust you anymore, That's when she's going to turn as sour on you as last week's milk. And those things that I was teaching them to do, or sharing with them rather to do, that you like, you won't be able to get those things out of her. Because no woman wants to invest in a man who's not worth the time. Be responsible by being a good provider as best as you can within your means. Take care of your household. I'm not saying you try to go out there and do what Donald Trump does if you don't have Donald Trump money. But you be the best man that you can be to your woman, your wife, your family that you can be. Because see, honey, let me tell you something. It's hard to turn a woman on when the lights, the gas, the water, the cable, and all that's getting cut off. Protect your family from physical danger, from financial peril, from emotional distress. Lighten the load on her sometime by talking with the kids. Reinforce her when she's right, when disciplining your kids, your children. If you have children from a previous relationship, you make sure they respect her. She may not be their mother, but if she loves you, she has accepted your children and tries to love them as her own. Don't let your sassy mouth children disrespect your woman. Because in a few years, them children be going on about their business, doing their thing, and then that woman's sitting there with you. Take an interest in some of the things that she does. I know you could care less about the ballet, the symphony, what's on sale at Macy's. But if she can take the time to fix those refreshments, wings, and bring you beer and help you entertain the fellows when the ball game is on, you need to indulge her that sometimes too. Keep yourself well-groomed, fellas. Shave. Ain't nothing like a well-groomed man that's smelling good. Never flirt with her friends. I don't care how tight she and one of her friends are. Don't you ever cross your woman by approaching one of her friends. It's a billion gazillion women in the world, if that's what you want to go out there and do, but not her friends. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't do it at all. But you're the lowest of the low when you hit on one of her friends. That's an embarrassment to your woman. No woman wants a man that every other woman knows that they can have. Speak to her kindly. Don't talk harsh and crazy to her. I know sometimes you've had a bad day and you don't want to be bothered and you got the responsibilities of the household on you. Speak kindly and gently to her. Every now and then you need to tell her how good she looks. Tell her that she still looks as good to you as the day you met her. I'm going to leave you with the same thing I started with. The same thing it took to get your baby. It's going to take the same thing to keep her. And if you can't remember that, treat that woman just like you would want somebody to treat your mama, your sister, or your daughter. And you'll be doing all right. Now, y'all make sure y'all share this about 5,000 or 6,000 times. And make sure that you comment and tell me how you feel about it. But most importantly, be good to that woman. Because I know that these women have been good to you.